So now that we looked at each of those effects in order, and we looked at how you could recreate that chain, why don't we just spend time turning them on one by one and dialing them into taste. Here's the beat with no effects processing, no effects on hi-hat as well. Just so we have a reference, I'm going to create a new track right here, and I'm going to resample this beat. I'm also going to title this No Effects. We're going to do input resampling, and I'm going to turn this on here. All right, and now let's start adding effects. Without the effects, the snare is peaking at what volume? It's minus 8 dB, right? Already that's much louder, it sounds much better, has more presence. Okay. Already you can hear the snare buzz adds a lot. I mean, it adds a lot. I'm going to turn it down. Let's try and bring out the tone. Nice. Maybe something like this, but cut in half. Perfect. And again, cutting this in half. Cool. So we haven't lost too much of the low end. Let's add some drive. Nice. You can hear it has some bottom end, right? It's almost like we put a mic underneath the snare now. Compression. Let's try and dial in the snap first. Nice. Almost there. We want it to bounce with our BPM, so think of those hi-hats, right? Listen to hi-hats. Kind of springy. Very cool. Okay. So we're going to bring down the ratio now. And then bring up the threshold. Let some of the snare back through. I really like that, to be honest, which is a ton of compression. I usually don't do that much. But for this lousy sample, maybe this is what you need, you know? So dry, wet, parallel. We're going to keep it pretty high. Allow some of the natural original sample to come through. Here's the width. Nice. You hear that, right? It's like way too much. Maybe something along the lines of this. This technique is polarizing because I recognize that sometimes people like snares right down the middle, but I like them to spread out a little bit too. And then into Diablo, which is kind of like a drum bus. You could also think about this like it's hitting reel to reel, like a cassette deck, because it does add some tape saturation characteristics. Awesome. That's all we needed. See what I mean? And so yeah, it's much louder. If we turn this off, it adds about 7. See? Bro. Quieter. This is louder than this. Insane. Go figure. This is minus 0.3 dB. This is minus 0.1. Which one would you prefer in your track? Okay, moving on to kicks. First thing to look at here is how loud is the kick. Without any effects, the kick is peaking at minus 9.2 dB.